Welcome back to the casting panel. Alliance versus MFF. It is well underway, so let's get ourselves straight into the game of Dota 2 with myself, ODPixel, and Draskell. And well, a couple of funky picks here, Andy. And Harney was right. Timbersaw mid from S4 coming out on the Alliance.
I would have seen Timbersaw from time to time, especially against these heavy strength compositions. You got Nightstalker, you got DK, you got Undying. It is a lot of burst. Even Jimmy with the shout out. Hog champs. It's going to be real. But I'm curious to see how it works out. The thing about Timber is his damage is actually insane, but I also feel like Disruptor and Dragon Knight Stun and Nightstalker Silence are all great tools at dealing with him. Yes. So I feel like MFF do have ways to, like, during mid-game, alright, you're not going to just be able to freely go around in fights throughout Timber Chains and Saws and just kill everyone, so we'll see how the laning phase goes. And MFF, they might be a little bit more reliant on the laning phase again, I feel, than Alliance in the second game.
Okay, let's see how it goes down. So the lanes are sailed up. And in terms of kind of what MFF are doing this time, is this what you expected them to have? Of course, Sing Sing once again avoiding that very potent combo on this bottom lane of Ake and Loda. And well, crush onto Demon here. They have got Yapsaw though, coming in with the strength still and giving Ake a good wallop.
Yeah, this lane is actually significantly weaker though than the Doom Lich from last game.
Putting Loda down here. I mean, why do you feel the Alliance have done that and put Doom top? Is it because they really want to get the Doom versus Ember?
I'm actually kind of thinking they will just move Loda eventually.
Okay.
I mean, this lane to me doesn't seem like a winning situation. Like, it's dual strength heroes during the first night phase. There's even a high probability that Ake just gets dove and dies. Like, that this lane is actually capable of doing that. Their middle lane is obviously going fine as far as just casually tower diving past the tier 1. And top, sure, you can put your Doom priority number 1 in farm, but I feel like he doesn't need that priority as much as a Slardar.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it progresses past the laning stage at least. But Loda, nice. 3 CS at the moment, certainly struggling in comparison to the other heroes on the board for Alliance. And as we said in the mid lane, been pretty good for S4. He's got Nuts here as well, level 2. Like, way too spotting him out here, and they'll just trade hits here, Disruptor and the Tusk. And they've just got to be a bit careful, just pop down the Thunder Strike and backs himself away. I mean, how does Arise deal with this Timbersaw mid? Has he just got to have the Disruptor hanging around just to try and create space for him to get the CS?
Well, he's got his bottle. As long as it doesn't get sniped by Minots, which looks like he is going in for the snipe at this point. I think he's going to be too slow, though. But yeah, once you get bottle out, Breathe Fire, doesn't cost too much mana. You can probably secure your CS that way. You just have to hope that you can get some semblance of rune control. I think Yapsaw is going to be helping with that a little bit. Like you said, they already have way too in the area. So between that, Battle Crowing, I feel like he should do just fine.
Okay, we saw as well a little bit of a movement coming out from the Dirge as he looked towards the mid, but he's gone back towards bottom, still trying to secure farm here for Jimmy on the Nightstalker. And I guess the question is, so running this safe lane MS, I mean, at what point do you start to move around the map, or are you going to be more orientated about sticking down on this bottom lane until you get a certain item pickup?
I think they can kill mid with First Knight if he puts a point in the silence. If you get a Dragon Tail into his silence, I think S4 could very easily die. I mean, he has a haste right now, so I mean, if he still has that rune, then maybe they can't. But
they're going to try and go in on Arise, and here's the TP reaction straight away from the Undying. Arise turns around with a Breathe Fire. S4 trying to do what he can here with the Saw. And he can't quite do enough, and it's just going to be a little bit of a trade. Yaps will stick it around here, but S4 with his signature rune following up as well. Bottom lane, they've looked for this opportunity to go in on Demon. They realise that there's no backup at the moment for the Nightstalker. Demon fairly tanky, but is he tanky enough? They've got another crush. They'll use it to hold him in place, and Demon will go down there. And Ake, he's not letting Loda have that one. First blood there for the Lich.
Yeah, a little bit of carelessness there by Jimmy, sticking around, not respecting the chase potential from a Slardar and a Lich. They can keep you slowed for a very long time. I think a lot of people forget that Slithering Crush actually slows in addition to stun. So, gotta remember that, otherwise you get the rundown.
And of course, this isn't something that Monkey Freedom Fighters are going to be happy with. Losing the Nightstalker early on, because it's pretty key that he does get that good start, as you said, before the first night, so he can be active.
Just getting level 4, I think, is enough.
Okay.
I mean,
Got it.
It is already 4 minutes, so he's going to have to make the distinction now if he wants to put a second point into Void or get the silence to try to go for a kill. But it is a not the greatest laning phase for the Night Stalker. He only ended up getting 5 CS out of that lane, whereas ever since YapzOr rotated, Loda has just completely taken it over. So instead of moving him top because of YapzOr's rotation, and that's all because of Alliance sending the Tusk mid, it just allows Loda to get free farm now.
Yeah, looking at the CS already, we can see a clear distinction between the sides. Top 3 on the board, all on the side of Alliance. And so quite a different in terms of the number of creeps killed by both teams. You know, ping's coming out here. Nuts hanging on the high ground. Horizon's going to find him, but the shards. Wasn't a DK to go around the long way, but it might not matter. He'll still make it in. The snowball comes out from Nuts. The Rise is there with the Dragon Tail. Doesn't even need it. Just a straight up refire to finish off Nuts on the Tusk. So nice bit of map awareness there from Monkey Freedom Fighters, catching off the Tusk. Yeah, kind of at his own game as Tusk was looking for some kind of action towards him.
Alliance, though, is still going to be quite happy with the way their lanes are going for sure. I would like to see Sing play a similar role as what he did previously. Just try to fight a lot. Like, once you hit level 6 even, just start rotating. Because you can kill this Timbersaw, you can kill the Lich, you can kill so many members of Alliance with your team composition, especially during the night phase. Again, NS hits 4, puts Point of Silence, that's 5 seconds. Crippling Fear is unbelievably good against these heroes, so I'm hoping to see him have a bit more impact.
Mid lane, maybe thinking about going in, but Rise, he's gonna be fine. He's got YapzOr hanging around with him still. Bottom lane, Demon just hiding in the trees, trying to find his level 4 as soon as possible. But as you said earlier, Loda very happy with the state of this lane. Lots of farm here going towards the Slardar. We see a pretty good timing here on the blink, and it's only looking like a better Slardar game than Jimmy had in game 1. Well, Rise is going to find S4. It's going to try and walk forward through the Rune. He might still get it here, and no. Okay, DK's able to find it here. Nuts has turned up, and now here comes Bulldog as well. Rise will get taken down there by the Snowball. There's still a Doom available in Bulldog. He hasn't decided to drop it yet. They will drop it now. Sing now with the chase down. Demon's turned up for the fight as well. S4 fairly tanky. Wait 2 should go down to Bulldog. Bulldog will get glimpsed back here though. Nuts is going to continue to try and chase Sing. He has still got the mana for the combo as well. In the mid lane, YapzOr being taken down by Loda. Loda will find a final slap. B6 is going to live. The shards will cancel the south, but 6 HP. Sing's going to be alright. Demon might be able to find the return kill. Nuts is going to look for the deny. He's going to have the snowball first, trying to aggro the Ancients here. Is it going to work out? No.
Oh,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. My Nuts
right.
pulling out the bag again there with that one.
That was, oh
yeah.
God, all right.
Oh, it was the splash as well. I was going to say it looked like they were hitting the Night Stalker, and the splash attack from them attacking NS killed the Tusk. Wow.
That's some Dota 2 for you.
That is some Dota 2.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Alliance's early games go pretty well. Like, not bad.
It's going to
right?
plan, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got 3 cores farming perfectly fine. The side of MFF, they've got 2 cores farming not as good, and then they've got 1 core that's not farming at all.
Yeah, the biggest issue that they're running into is the fact that the highest net worth actually right now is Bulldog. And again, this hero is not one who absolutely needs farm priority, but he is kind of disgusting if you just let him free farm after a while. And YapzOr, I think you're dead, my friend.
He could be in a bit of trouble. We'll turn around here, but there's going to be a crush to the face. Loaded with a body block in. Nowhere for YapzOr to run. He'll clap his hands together as he applauds his death. But he's down. 5 for 1 at the moment for Alliance. Sing trying to move in onto top. As a Rise and Demon here as well. They'd love to find the skill onto Bulldog. Did get off the score. But he's just going to walk it off. The burn is good enough. They'll find the kill, but now the Licho is massive with a Timbersaw slow as well from the Chakram. They'll find a double kill for S4. Orion trying to get himself out of there, but the damage is going to be enough. He's got a lot of armor. Will he get out? No! Triple kill for S4 as he gets out the whirling blades of doom. And what a rotation from the Timbersaw worked out very nicely for Alliance.
That was the trade.
Yep.
I mean, even though they still get almost the same experience, that actually makes no sense. That fight recap is really weird, but a 1 for 3
Mid lane, S4, he's looking for more. Will miss the Chakram and does get glimpsed back here by Way 2. They might be able to find a return kill here because Beaver Knight's turned out. They'll look for Nuts here. Hasn't got a snowball out, will go down. S4 sticking about here. How crazy does he want to go? Not too crazy by the looks of it. He'll have a bit of mercy here for Sing. Nonetheless, MFF finding a clean kill there in the mid lane. Top lane, looks like it might be a clean kill going the other way as Bulldog and Ake look to chase down YapzOr. He'll look for the runaway, turns around with a decay. Again, another death here on the quite ironically named Undying. 9 for 3, Alliance, and S4's looking for more. He's come down to the bottom lane. This has got to be one of the most active Timbersaws I've seen in a while. 9 minutes into the game, he wants to find Jimmy. He may have given S4 a pog jump at the beginning, and he's going to give him his life now.
Oh god.
Well, it's a good job that didn't latch, because it might have pulled him through the tree line.
He
and away from the
actually threw it in the one place in the entire area that
The
were no
little gap.
trees.
Threading the needle.
Yeah. It was actually more difficult to do what he did than just hitting a tree, I think, in that situation.
Radiant's bottom tower
There we
is under
go.
attack.
Alliance aren't done. I mean, this is the thing. They find the kill on the bottom lane. They say, let's go for a party in the mid lane. Sing Sing is there with Horizon. The crew, way too,
Dire's middle tower
as well, is ready.
attack.
But are they ready for what Alliance are about to throw at them? Alliance, who's going to make the first jump? They kind of want someone to come back and look for the camp here, but MFF playing fairly safely. Now they're going to reveal themselves to Snowball straight in onto way 2. He gets no chance to throw anything apart from the kinetic field down. Horizon's being doomed up here on the back lines. They'll try and chase him for the time being. The S4 moving forward here with a beautiful timber chain, but Horizon's able to juke. The Chakrams there to slow him down there. And Bulldog, with the help of S4, finishes him over. Another kill for S4. Double kill on the S4 Timbersaw. 5 kills, 3 assists at the moment. 10 minutes in and bottom lane. Loaded just popping down. The amplifier to Jimmy. We're getting himself the tower. No, it's going to be a fortification. Jimmy, will he be able to get the deny? Yeah, Loaded doesn't want to risk it. Jimmy will find it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That's about...
I actually like the fact that he just back there.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is... Okay, is he actually dead?
When does this start looking up for MFF?
They need Disruptor 6 real bad.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, straight into the Lich Ult. Doesn't get a bounce though. Despot gets glimpsed back here into the party ring. Ake getting low to a rise here. They will find the kill onto Lich. Wave 2 is falling down. Now Sing Sing turns up 5 heroes onto S4. He's trying to get himself out, but he's not going to. Big kill then. It actually gets credited here towards Sing Sing on the Ember Spirit. So he's going to be very happy with that one. Bit of money into the bank there as he ends his mega kill streak.
Finally, they get something, and they got the Lich and the Timber. That was probably the best situation they could have hoped for,
was
especially
pretty good
considering
for them.
everyone was there for that too, so everyone gets credit for the kill itself, but I still feel like Alliance are in a very dominant position at this point. This seems like, again, the laning phase from MFF wasn't really that strong. Like, I didn't feel the impact of the Night Stalker too much. Jimmy walked around a lot, didn't really get a lot accomplished in the first or second night phase. So I'm kind of hoping now that he has a few more levels under his belt and actually has a point into Crippling Fear that we can actually see him do something. But I mean, even that dual lane bottom, like, what did it really do? Yapsor rotated away. They started getting a lot out of the lane. Loda was just free farming at that point because obviously Lich Slardar is going to beat a solo Night Stalker.
Oh, let's see what this Slardar can do. That's what we're talking about him. Smoked up here with the gang.
Dire's bottom
He's
tower.
got that blink and he's ready to use it. Sprinting in. Who's he going to find? At least some TPs coming through as well. The whole team. MFF ready to fight here. They're going to smoke up themselves. It's going to be a bit of smoke on
There is
smoke
static
action.
storm.
Yapsor is going to have it come off and they realise they're here straight away. S4 just wandering in. The TPs are coming out. The fight's skewing off towards the north though. Bulldog's picked up here by Nutsit in the balls. And now Rise is going to be charged through by the Snowball. Loader and Ake trying to get themselves away from this. S4 in the middle of it all, still with full mana, ready to lay down the combat. The Doom's being dropped onto a Rise. The Rise tries to mount fight against Bulldog. Loader with the crush, won't be able to quite find them, but Bulldog's actually going to go down here. It's a kill here for Sing Sing. Maybe they can find more. Wave 2 gets down the static storm in the kinetic field. Yapstor's still alive in the midst of it all. Rise will turn around with a brief fire onto Nuts as well. The stunner. Rise is still alive, but finally goes down as S4 cleans him up. Now Ake's looking for more. Gets the blast onto Demon. S4 almost like he's going to disengage for the time being. Nuts still hiding in the tree line. Very low. He's got the Snowball in 10 seconds. The decay. Yeah, I think Nuts is dead. Yeah. He will go down. Yapsor finds the kill. And another was a 2-for-2 trade. Obviously, MFF trading from behind. Still slightly favorable there in terms of numbers for Alliance. But nonetheless, it's these kind of trades that MFF are going to be happy with. They look for more here, trying to catch out Loader. They're going to get him with the chains and the board. This is big. They're getting the kills here onto the hero that matters. Sing Sing's picking them up for the team. He'd love to find S4. The question is, can they do it? Ake is there as well, and they're beautiful. Oh, the bounces. They've got to get themselves the hell out of there. Beavernock taking a level down to the face. Right click from Ake finishes him down. And Yapsor now trapped between the Doom and the Lich. Has dropped down the tombstone. It doesn't matter. We'll fall here. We'll find the kill in return onto Ake. Now the Snowball forward for Nuts. He gets a Dragon Tail to the face there from Arise. So the fight is still continuing. S4, he's not done. He wants to find Demon. And Demon,
Jimmy.
what's the planet? Jimmy.
He's having a hard time using those tangos, that's what's happening.
It works out. It kind of confused S4. S4 went the wrong way. Jimmy gets out. So the play worked.
It's the no juke.
Yeah.
I mean, at this level of play, you just expect a juke, so you always go for the place that is like the least likely, but in this case, it was the most likely juke that was the juke. Damn. That is some next level, previous level. I don't even know what level it is, honestly. Who knows? It's just Jimmy things.
Well, these trades nonetheless certainly keeping MFF in the game. You know, obviously the fact that Sing Sing picked up a fair bit of gold there from those last few excursions. Now Sing on 5k, so not too far behind the cause of Alliance.
Yeah, I think that last fight actually helped them in a nice glimpse here, but they do have Doom.
He's just going to turn and run at the mere Bulldog. He's got backup coming in from S4. Will be held back here by the kinetic field with a snowball onto Yapzor. Punch to the face of the Undying. The Static Storm will stem some of the aggression, but as you said, Bulldog still with the ult available. S4 with a healthy amount of mana in his pool. We'll get silenced up here, but Loda's there with a two-man crush. Look at the Dragon Tail on S4, the shards come through, now they've doomed up Arise. Loda finds the Bastion onto Way 2. It's a double kill for Nuts. Way 2 should go down as well. He's incredibly low. Will be able to hold back Loda with the kinetic field, but he'll almost certainly blink forward there with a final slap to the face. The fish cleans up. 4 heroes down on MFF. This time Alliance lose nothing, reasserting their dominance this game. Look at the Bloods picks up onto Bulldog. They find the tier 1 mid. And I don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon. If anything, they may just hold off the action and go for the Roshan here. They might try and get the kill onto Sing Sing on the way with this smoke.
Yeah, I think that play is definitely just go Roshan. I think like you can try to go for the Ember, but it's definitely more valuable to get Roshan in the situation, and if the enemy team doesn't even know you're there. I mean, hell, even if MFF did know, how are they going to contest this? They're very far away. They have Slaughter Amplify, but they didn't actually have anything else to eat the Linken's effect, so it actually took them a while to successfully apply it in a situation. But just as I was going to say, the MFF were able to take a favorable engagement. I just don't really think that 5 versus 5 MFF have the right lineup to be able to fight this. Unless the Static Storm and Kinetic Field is like on point, hits 2+ heroes, then they just don't have the control to be able to take these fights. I think they're looking for more of a skirmish style. You notice when the fight went down to 3 versus 3 and it was nighttime, the MFF were totally content to just chase. Because at that point, they had their Night Stalker alive, they had Ember alive. The only person I think who is great for chasing who is dead was the Disruptor. But they're still just like, oh yeah, we'll just run at you, you know, no big deal. But as soon as you add in like Blink Slardar to the mix and boom, it becomes a lot more hectic for them.
Party time in the top lane. Demon will get himself out here with the night side. Shards are going to trap anyone. Way 2's looking for a TPL, but Loda won't cancel that one.
He's a merciful fish man this game.
I think he already...
No, he didn't crush anything.
No, he didn't crush anything before. Okay.
Or maybe he did, because his blink was on cooldown.
I think didn't he not blink to the standard TP spawn?
He might have.
Nonetheless, doesn't find the kill. Arise is just kind of holding on for dear life in the tree line. Demon coming back in with an Invis rune. Can they try and fight this here? That's the question. It's going to be a hard one to do so. They're fighting into Aegis if MFF do try and go. They've got Arise ready with the reach around from behind. And here we go, straight around, reaching around onto my Nuts. There's going to be a void here onto Nuts as well, and he potentially going to be the first to fall. They get the lit shot off. No, she's going to bounce too favorably here for Alliance, and so far MFF have found a pick-off. And they're going to be happy with that one. Alliance unable to come out on top of the fight, at least so far. S4 still sticking around here. He doesn't really want to jump in, especially with the fact they've already used the Chain Frost. They do have a Loader in the river, and he really wants to go. Straight in with the crush onto Arise. Arise is fairly tanky, but the Amplifies forcing it down. There's a lovely kinetic field on Static Storm onto 2, and Yapzor, he's dropped the Tombstone as well. S4's going to lose his life, and they may even lose more. They get the glimpse onto Loader, bringing him straight back into the fray. Loader's going to fall as well. They take the Aegis out of the hands of Alliance, and they should be able to kill him here for a second time, unless he's able to get himself out of the ring. No, straight away, Sing Sing with the chains, holding Loader in place. They'll get the fish himself. And a very nice fight here for Sing Sing and the boys. To glimpse. Can they get the range? The zombie giving them the vision. They've found Bulldog. That zombie doing it for the team, but
they can't kill him.
Bulldog says, all right,
way too tanky.
We'll take the fight. He's still got a Doom available now. Sing Sing placing out a Remnant. Does he want to join this fight? I think he says, Yapzor, you're taking this one for the team. And Undying will be taken out. And the little glimpse there, not quite working out the way that MFF intended.
We call that optimism.
Yes.
That is the optimism glimpse right there. But I can kind of see why they want to go for it. They get really like excited that they're winning a fight. They're like, yeah, let's go for one more. Let's go for one more. That's what MFF's style of lineup is really great at, is just turning like a 1 kill into a 2nd kill into a 3rd kill. Like, that's what their best attribute, I would say, is as a team right now. And we saw there that the Kinetic Field Static Storm was pretty much the make or break for their team fight.
It was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, if they can land them like that consistently, yes, like 2 heroes, important ones too, like Slardar and Timber, those were like the 2 targets to hit.
Still nonetheless, Alliance with the lead, but see Ember Spirit, Sing Sing now contesting S4 in terms of value in the net worth department. Asher Bloodstone now on S4. So this is kind of the key bit. You know, if the Lions start losing fights now, it's going to be pretty painful for the Timber, but at the same time, if they're able to make sure they get at least 1-2 more positive engagements, it's going to be very, very hard to deal with the Timber from S4.
Yeah, he's like one item away from being, well, very, very tanky. I mean, even again, just having the ice armor on him with the Lich, it's already extremely helpful. And he hasn't gone for like the max build like he did in the previous one. They were against the Slardar in that game. It's just having that slow, when you're being chased down by like a Dragon Knight, an Ember, Night Stalker, having that slow on you every single time you attack is so freaking annoying. I would actually say Lich is, even outside of the laning phase, a fantastic hero this game.
MFF, they love to find S4. He's just picked up a Bloodstone. They love to find this kill. S4 has been thunderstruck up, but he's got the S4 rune. Will almost certainly be glimpsed back. There's your glimpse. They've got the control. Static Storm straight down over the kinetic field. Can you get off the Bloodstone? Suicide in time. No, he gets picked up by the snowball. He wants to live, and he might just do it. No, he won't. They find the killer right, finishes him off. There's a Doomie dropped out of G-Aptor. Sing Sing flying through there with the remnants. Will have to now fly himself out. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Losing the Undying for the Timbersaw, though, is a trade that MFF will take any day. Sing Sing, oh, that is a ballsy TP, and he's not going to make it. Level death there, crush to the face. Sing Sing, perhaps was the only kind of play he could go for there, but nonetheless, always going to be a risky one, TPing out in front of 3 members of Alliance.
He would have always gotten run down there, I think. Like every situation.
And another failed TP, unfortunately there from MFF. Wait 2 looks for one. Isn't going to find it though. The end of Shadow sticking him down. Should be able to find it. The Ice Shards are there just to make sure that they do get that kill as well, Alliance.
No, all things considered, Alliance looking pretty damn strong at the moment.
Nice one. Demon the rundown here. He's got Loader as well. If they can find a Blink Crush. Oh, Jimmy. I think I know you're there. Jimmy.
Yeah, they got a word.
That was not the place to stand. Oh. He can't move. Try using the right click, Jimmy. Oh, there we go. Dude, did they just unpause and kill him? Okay, Jimmy unpaused.
No, he unpaused. He knew he was dead. Like, there was no way after he saw him go down there that he was going to be able to live through that.
That was a proper mingling.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you lag out and you die.
Yeah. And so did the tier 2 as well.
He did kind of pause. Like, not when he was down there, but like before he ran down there, he like stopped for a second. I don't know if that's what he was talking about or what. Either way. Alliance looking to be in a fairly dominant position at this point.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, a lot of this is on wait 2 again, and I mean it's a really stressful situation to be that hero.
He needs to get the combo
Because if you don't land it, you pretty much lose the fight.
Tower is under attack.
Radiant's
bottom tower is under attack.
inventive names there of the effigies.
Dire's middle tower is
Zul.
being attacked.
Not the side of the map that he wants to be in. Just got to be careful with this one as he comes back in. Not the way he wants to go in the jungle.
What is... Hello?
Yeah, so... No, yeah, you want to run. Okay, load of risk.
Well, that actually isn't so bad.
This is working out. They've managed to kind of... This was the play from Yapzor all along. The YOLO wander through the forest, drawing them in. Snowball onto Sing Sing here, but he's already got the flame guard up. Nuts is going to go down.
How is this working?
Yapzor there with the next level plays. Alliance did not know what hit them there as the Undying came wandering through the jungle.
wasn't there, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean... That was maybe one of the weirdest engagements I've ever seen.
Yep.
Actually succeed.
That was quite something.
You know what I want to see this game on the side of Alliance, Owen? I want to see a freaking Lotus Orb.
A Lotus Orb.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's to pick it up, would you imagine it's going to be Nuts on the Tusk?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's like the... Actually, a lot of Tusk players have been buying that recently as like a 3rd or 4th item.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
In lieu of finishing up the
It's
Greaves.
been
Like
part of the
they'll buy
build.
like a Blink and then go Lotus after that. More often than not. The one thing I don't like about Blink this game is the only thing that you really want to snowball save is maybe like a Dragon Tail or like a Static Storm. But if you Blink into Static Storm, you obviously can't use Snowball. So I don't think it's like super strong in that sense, but it can be very good for initiation.
Oh, at this point, I think let's have a look at the graph. Let's get the graph ups. And,
It ain't great.
It's leveled out. They've managed to kind of stop Alliance's progression. It's still stopping it at about a 10k lead.
Those swings are all just fights though. Like
Yes.
sometimes you just have a team who is straight up out farming you and split pushing and such. This is the style of game where the team that takes the better fights just straight up wins based on lineups. Because both of these teams only want to fight. And there's very little opportunity for ratting from either side.
Well, Sing Sing now does have the Battle Fury picked up, so a step towards having the build. Gonna be a Yule Scepter now completed onto S4. So something else that potentially, obviously going to allow him to avoid some of the AoE damage from heroes like the Disruptor, but also kind of good as well if he wants to jump into a fight head first with Sing Sing, you know, remove the Flame Guard, ensure that he can get his damage down.
That's actually the single most annoying thing, is just Yule's dispelling Flame Guard. Like, I feel if it didn't though, it would make the hero a little bit ridiculous, like not having a way to
I mean, Ember, not one of the heroes that needs a buff, really.
No, he doesn't need a buff, but I think it's still kind of annoying, you know?
Yes.
An item that's that accessible, just dispel it. And back when Lena was super popular, that's why we didn't see Ember quite as often.
Pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Every game there's going to be Yules.
Nowadays, it's a lot less purchased.
I mean, what's the plan here for MFF? Are they looking to smoke up at the mid lane?
They can take a fight, man.
I think they are, aren't they? Here we go.
They definitely are capable of winning a fight right now.
See what they can do. At the same time, Alliance backing up towards the tier 1. Reinforcements come in as S4 turns up, and this, of course, being the missing factor.
Oh, he's going to break it.
All this Shadow Blade for Bulldog.
The sentry's dropped, but they don't see him. He walks out of range.
Oh, Jimmy has been rustled.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So,
Yapsor has been rustled.
there he has.
Rustled so hard he disconnected.
Someone rustled his internet.
Yep. But, I mean, that's not ideal, obviously. Nope. Getting your smoke revealed by a Shadow Blade, just really, really nice play all around from Alliance. Like Bulldog recognizing that they most likely had smoked up and were going into position to take that fight.
Yes.
But now they have the advantage of knowing that MFF are there, and they can choose how they want to take this.
So I guess, do MFF say, okay, let's not stick around now? Do you think we're going to see him fight? Are we going to see it kick off, Andy?
Looks like Alliance are going to be content to just back up for the time being. Maybe they have a smoker of their own they would like to pop, but actually neither support is carrying one. I think the safer bet is just wait until Loda has BKB, because he's pretty damn close, right? Still like 500 away. What are we seeing on the Roche time at the moment? Is it? It's actually very soon.
Yeah, they
want
to get this.
I believe.
They want to get this as well.
Yeah. But that smoke actually failing from MFF has big Roshan implications as well, just because, okay, well, now we didn't actually get a successful fight before it's up, and with a Slardar, and Ice Armor, and Mech, and Sigil, their team is amazing at killing Roshan. So they don't even have to lose any health over it.
Bulldog. So BKB, 200 gold away. At the moment as well, Alliance just cleaning up the jungle of MFF. You can see those S4. Cleaning up those camps. Also find himself, well, double damage here. I want to give that to someone like Loda or Bulldog here. And they'll look for Roshan. Straight into the pit as soon as it's up.
Oh man, this is going to be double 10-second BKB with Aegis. This timing is unbelievably strong from Alliance. And of course, they just get a casual double damage when they're doing this, because that's what happens for Alliance. You get the runes.
Yeah, we've seen a second game in a row where Loda's found a very significant DD. First game to get the rack, second game here, as you said, adding that Aegis to their arsenal of already pretty impressive looking items that they picked up on the course.
Even the supports on Alliance are rich. I mean, Ake is normally the guy you look at who has like nothing, but he's even got Glimmer Force Staff at this point.
Able to spook at least one of them as Arise has to TP back way too. Yeah, straight away with the glimpse, but Loda says, nope, I'm going to BKB, I'm going to chase you down. He's going to try to, there we go, gets the blink off. Disruptor is going to quickly be dispatched. Back to the fountain, and now with the off the back of that, Alliance will be very happy to fight for more. Look at Ake, just on his own, aggressively just going in on the mid lane. Yapsor is there on the sideline. The backup now turning up for Alliance. Bulldog leading the charge.
Radiant's
I look for the tower here. Loda's going to be there ready with the counter initiation if anyone comes forward, but I don't think anyone on the side of MFF wants to do that, especially with the Disruptor down, as we keep saying, Andy. This one hero they're really relying on to find a good defense.
That's why I didn't mind the fact that Loda used BKB for that. Any other hero, I probably would have said maybe not worth it, but because it was Disruptor, means that MFF have 0 teamfight potential, secures the tier 2 in the middle lane, which is actually one of the more annoying towers to push into. More often than not, you'll see teams push side lanes before they want to try to push mid. But in this case, I think Alliance are coming out in a pretty good position. BKB's back up in about 15, so even if MFF were to try to contest now, again, they're fighting into 2 very long BKBs. That ward is spotting out some movement as
Loda,
well.
he's found himself a Yapzor Undying straight in. Yapzor trying to turn around with the decays. He's going to try and run himself out, but S4 says, well, I'll clean up that one here for you, buddy. Takes the kill. And Bulldog, got to blade it up. He's got a Doom, and we've already seen the amount of hate going towards Disruptor. And again, Bulldog says, yeah, we realize this is the guy that we want off the pitch if we're going to try and push. And a lot of things being thrown down for the kill, but as we've been establishing, it's understandable.
Yeah, they just recognize the primary threat. That's really what it is. Like, Alliance have already been like, okay, well, if you don't have a Disruptor, you can't really do anything. And the thing is, throwing out a Doom is not a big commitment for Alliance at this point, because they're not really relying on that anymore to win the fight, especially since they do have 2 BKB carriers now. Now it's just a matter of, do MFF have the flat-out damage output needed to be able to kill these cores of that Alliance?
Dire's bottom tower.
Plenty of safe for Alliance. Wants to make sure all the lanes are pushed in before going for anything too greedy. And of course, the Sing Sing does now have a Crystallis, so he's got a fair bit of punch, but there is a lot of armor, of course, with the Frost armor being doshed out by Ake.
Yeah.
That the slights aren't really going to have that much impact at this point. Sing Sing still really needs to pick up an extra damage. I'm moving forward here aggressively here, but Demon can take a punch to the face here. Sing Sing now out of mana, so Bulldog's going to run him down here. Sing Sing could he even get himself out of this? I don't think he can. One more slap from Bulldog will do it. He just uses it as a straight up level death. And now we're seeing Sing Sing and the NS off the map. The rest of the side of MFF TP themselves back to base, but I don't know, MFF maybe getting a little bit too hungry for action as they came very, very greedily out of the base there to try and find Alliance.
Well, whenever you think the enemy team is splitting up at this point, you kind of have to try to go for a play like that, I feel.
Yeah.
Because if you just let Alliance come back to your base without having done anything to them, then the chances of winning that team fight, especially not having buybacks, is going to be pretty low, and this could be it.
The corner's trying to Static Storm, and he's just going to use himself up, avoid some of the lockdown. He's been caped up as well, walks himself out of it here, and it's just going to be a question of what they can do now without the Static Storm. They throw down a stun onto Bulldog, but he's literally taking no damage at the moment. He's having a fine old time. Loda moves forward with the crush. They found a Rise in Chain Frost as well to just rub salt into the wounds as Rise is blown to high heavens. And that's going to be the top set of racks down. There's also a Crimson Guard now out on Slardar, onto Loda, so if it didn't need to get any more harder for MFF to try and fight into Alliance this item, so they're going to push it over the edge, and I just look for more here. Moving towards the mid, onto the tier 3. There's just slight assist here from Sing Sing, and it's just not enough at this point of the game. Lodi just sort of straight in onto Yapzor with Snowball forward as well. Yapzor getting bursted down. BKBs have come out here from Alliance. Demon nearly finding those, they will be able to find the kill there with a slight. He was zipping himself back. The question is, can they find anything more here? Okay, it's changed onto 2. S4 will get close back, but Loda's there with the 3-man crush. S4 just turns into it with the Chakram. That's Sing Sing down out for a 4-minute. Demon, he's hanging about. Jimmy's been tossed up into the air, and yeah, he's going to go down here as well. Even a PM Doom there from Bulldog to rub it in.
Don't worry, S4. Nobody saw that Timber Chain.
Alrighty. They might do a load up. Okay.
Yeah, they got
Aegis down, boys. Aegis down.
Yeah. So, well, that game, again, Honey said it pretty well last game. I think MFF kind of suffered from the same kind of problem, where their rotations, if there were any, didn't really do much. The Night Stalker for me is usually that kind of hero who has a really easy time controlling early game. You know, they had Yapzor and Demon down in that safe lane. I thought that in of itself would have been a lane that we could look to see success from.